Just wanted to say, sorry for not getting back to you with this video. Just been super busy here and trying to get things done over the weekend as well. So this is the intro to how to get your ad set up. First thing you want to do is go to your library and your podcast. So once you're there, you'll see that in the top right-hand corner here is the settings button. This is the key to the kingdom and key to turning on your advertisements. A quick little note is these open spots right here that you got here. What you want to do is you want to go to Spotify, you want to go to Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Google, and grab the links to those podcasts, your podcast, and put them right here. All right. Not super, super critical, but definitely good to do. All right. Your podcast will play once everything's transferred over from your previous hosting platform on all those platforms, but it's always good to grab these too. Next step, megaphone settings. You don't need to touch anything here. This is all, pretty solid right now. And then on ad settings, this is where we start the process, right? So you want to hit enable. You want to go to pre-roll and to post-roll, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this blank for you to do. That way, everything's zeroed out. It's disabled. That means that I didn't touch anything, and then you can go ahead and put in what you need. All right, but it's 2 and 2. So next up, you want to go to Spotify Audience Network Settings. First thing you want to do is you want to go here and you want to hit 20 right across the board. You kind of got to play with it, but what I usually do is suggest that you start at 20. If you're not finding that you're having a lot of ads playing, you can drop the CPM down, because what this does is it sets a floor price for all the advertisers to say, okay, I'm going to bid on your podcast, and if it's at 15, then if someone that's bidding 20 would pick your podcast up. But if they're only bidding and they only want to spend 10, then they're probably not going to get your show, because you don't want to give them a $10 CPM, right? You want to be a little bit higher, so you're going to put either a 15 or a 20. 15 and 20 is pretty market value right now from what we're seeing. Now, granted, these are those span ads, SPAN ads that I told you about, that will be used to backfill anything that Waypoint can't backfill, right? Now, as we grow, as we've gotten a lot better at filling the inventory, that means there's going to be higher CPM rates right around the $30 range, and it's all going to be filled with Waypoint advertisements, which are going to be a little bit more demographic specific, hunting, environmental type advertisements, rather than, a AMX or Geico Insurance or whatnot, right? Those bigger YouTube style ads that I was telling you about. So again, I'm gonna zero everything out here. That way you can go ahead and do it. Last but not least, and what's super important, is to go to select your advertising. Sorry, I was a little fast there. You want to go to select advertising category exclusions. Hit select. Got it. Thanks. And then from here, you're going to exclude the categories that you don't want to have on your podcast. Now, that's super important, because when I first started, with Waypoint and setting up my own show, all of a sudden I started clicking all the ones that I thought would be a good fit, right? Because that's kind of an intuitive thing to do. Now, what they've done here on Megaphone is just reverse the process, right? So they're saying what you want to exclude. So if I don't want to have any automotive stuff in my show, I'd simply hit exclude all. That means everything else is hunky-dory except for automotive, right? Now, granted, because you are an outdoor podcast, it would warrant that it would probably be good to have automotive style advertising, but you might not want all automotive style advertisements, right? You might not want auto rental, a Hertz rent-a-car ad to pop up. You might not want to have, car dealers, right? But auto towing and repair, well, that's kind of on brand with the outdoorsman. So that might be a good one to keep. So you'd keep that one blank, right? So now what you want to do is you want to go through all these, right? Beauty and grooming, probably not the best. You might want to exclude those. Now, what you'd want to do, and this one's super important and why I always point it out, gambling, maybe not the best one. That's all. Everything's kind of up to you. I'm just kind of making some suggestions. But there is a category here that I'm going to find and just point it out to you. This one right here, right? Sensitive other. Now, I don't know how much of this you'd want in there. That one, probably not. Weight loss and bodybuilding supplements, possibly, right? Um, Weapons and firearms, depends, right? So all these ones you just want to be aware of, and that's why I just like to point them out. Okay, so I didn't exclude anything here. I just left it all blank. I'm gonna hit cancel. I didn't save anything either, but I made sure everything was zeroed out anyway. That's kind of the 101 on how to get your ads set up.